The 0-2 Tennessee Titans will host the 2-0 Colts. Are the Colts fake good and the Titans fake bad? Or is it somewhere in between? We'll discuss it all right here on the Titan Bros. Good evening. Welcome to the Titan Bros Network. For some reason, when you tag the line or the word network at the end of anything, it makes it sound more official. Instead of just saying the Titan Bros, saying the Titan Bros Network makes it sound like we're a thing, not just two brothers who just spit and chat and just whatever comes to our mind as it comes to it. That's basically what it is. This is basically what we do. We've always done growing up, but we just do it in front of a camera. So let's welcome in my guest host. And by guest host, I mean the same one that's always here. What's up, buddy?
You killed that intro, buddy.
Yeah, that's kind of how we do our show. We just kind of start throwing words out and hope they make some sort of sense.
Yes, so let's get into this.
Yeah, so it's no surprise. Tennessee Titans are not favored in this game, nor should they be, even though we are home. Because it is a 2-0 team coming up against an 0-2 team. One team hasn't punted. The other, that's kind of our specialty. It's kind of what we do a lot of. Lots of punts. Johnny Hecker getting his work in. So we're just going to go ahead and, unless you have something else you want to say, we might as well just hop right on into this matchup.
Let's do it, buddy.
So the first question I'm going to ask you, buddy boy, what is your opinion on the Colts? Are they fake good? Are they actual good? Are you like Danny Dimes is playing good, but it's not sustainable because we know who Danny Dimes is? What's your 2 cents on that one, bub?
I think Colts are good, not great. I think Daniel Jones is not gonna stay this hot, but I do really like Shane Steichen. Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's a really good head coach, and I think he's especially a very good head coach to get a lot of talent out of maybe not very good quarterbacks. And I think
Couldn't do it with AR though.
He's about the only one he couldn't do it with. That just shows you to me he's not it. But yeah, so I think Daniel Jones is gonna play better than you think he will and when I say you, just people in general, than a lot of people think he will for the whole season, but not to the amount of. He's not going to play as good as he's doing now, I guess. And I think Colts they have a good running game. I like the receivers. I think they have a bunch of decent receivers, and I think they have a decent defense. So I think Colts are a legit team in the sense that they could win this division. I think they're definitely going to start the season 3-0. And when you're 3-0, it's hard to squander that and lose the division, especially as the Texans are looking a little shaky.
Sometimes I wonder if Vegas knows things that the rest of us don't know. Because I've been telling you all off season long, for some reason, all the betting odds have like, what's that guy's name? CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud throwing for almost no touchdowns, almost no yards. And just like, I was always seeing that. I'm like, why do they think he's going to have such a horrible season? And now here we are, 2 games in, not looking so good. They can't score. They're 0-2. I'm like, do they know something the rest of us didn't know? But it's impressive, whatever it is. They can continue that because, man, Texans fans have been on their high horse. No pun intended. Been on their high horse ever since they won the division 2 seasons in a row, which is not like they just killed it. It's the worst division in football, and you win it with 10-7 both times. So they probably need to slow the roll a little bit. But it'll be nice to knock them off their high horse. Not the Titans, somebody else. But this isn't a division show. We're kind of chasing some rabbits and kicking some darn dogs. We'll go ahead and jump right back into what you were saying about the Colts. I think the Colts, and but I'm also just kind of fingers crossed hoping the Colts are what the Saints were last year. I was talking to a buddy at work a couple days ago about just this very thing, where the Saints, first 2 games of the season, they dropped over 40 points in each game. Over 40. Derek Carr was unstoppable. He's doing cringy, disgusting dances when he scrambled for one. Like that Saints offense was just having the time of their life. And not just that, it wasn't even close games. Like the defense was even putting the clamp down on them as well. And then after that, they went back to being what we expected the Saints to be, which is just mid, as the kids say. Then Derek Carr gets hurt and misses the rest of the season, and then they just suck the rest of the time. I'm hoping at least it's a similar, like a semi-similar path. I'm hoping that they have this brand new energy. I don't know, they're rejuvenated, but that it's not sustainable. We obviously have way more disgusting tape on Daniel Jones than we do good tape. But obviously, you can't also deny that whatever they've been doing the last couple weeks has been working pretty well. No punts in 2 weeks. Obviously, we're going to give them their first punt, which you'd have thought of all the teams that we'd be the one to do it. But I don't know. I don't think they're as good as they are probably going to win, be 3-0. They're not 3-0 good, but better than we thought because I honestly had them winning like 6 games.
Yeah, I think I was somewhere around there too. Especially when I saw that he got Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
But one thing the Colts do have so far, the first 2 weeks of this season is they have a good offensive line and they're protecting Daniel Jones. And I would say, any quarterback in the NFL, if they have time, they can look decent. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? With our lack of pass rush, I'm sure Daniel Jones would probably be able to get a chair or sit down, read a newspaper, then get up and throw a pass.
Yeah, because I will say this. I would say 20 out of the starting 32 quarterbacks, if they have a clean pocket and all day to stand there, they're going to throw a good pass to somebody eventually.
Yeah.
Will Levis not so much because he led the league last year in interceptions thrown from a clean pocket, so that's always great. So he's not one of those 20. I just pulled that number 20 out of my hiney. But anyways, we got to get some sort of a pass rush right now. I think we have Amani Hooker has one, Jeffrey Simmons has one, and Sebastian Joseph Day have one.
I don't think he does. Maybe.
Okay. Because I thought he got one in week 1. I might be making that up. But anyways, we're not getting any sacks. Actually, let me put it this way. None of our edge rushers have sacks.
Yeah, they're bad.
Yeah, none for Femi, none for Arden Key, none for Dramount Jones. So we've got to get some pressure on this guy. I've seen a lot of people on the interwebs saying that they think we need to not blitz him when you drop a bunch of people in coverage. What do you think about that?
We only got 1 sack in week 1, so we only have 2 sacks in 2 games.
That's gross.
That is gross.
Disgusting.
What did you ask me, buddy?
I said I see a lot of people on the interwebs saying that we need to not blitz and we need to drop a lot of people in coverage. What do you think about that? And force Daniel Jones to beat you with his arm.
I think he will. If we don't blitz, he's going to have 25 seconds to throw.
That's one of the big issues. Yes, he will. And not just that, but he is deceptively athletic.
Oh, yeah, he is. He's
So
Vanilla Vic.
Huh?
He's Vanilla Vic.
Vanilla Vic.
I haven't heard that nickname. Yeah, because he's white and he's fast like Michael Vick. So people call him Vanilla Vic.
Yeah, it's a little goofy. Maybe he doesn't like dogs.
Maybe
he doesn't like dogs.
Either way, he would torch us. I know he's not great, but he would beat us if he did it with some blitz. He would have literally all day to throw, especially that off the line with no blitzing or nothing. He would kill us. And what I also say is Jonathan Taylor's really good. He's been really good this year. And our run defense, I'm not sure if I'm a fan.
I'm not a fan. Hopefully, we're getting Sweat back, which I guess that's the injury news. Because back in the day, I'm used to like the little intro, and part of my intro would be injury updates, which not looking good. I say that J.C. Latham's not gonna go with my personal prediction because it's a hip strain that he's got, and he missed like 3 weeks with it. And then tried to come back and re-aggravate it in the first week. So I would say he needs to miss 2, possibly 3, maybe even 4 games. So they're just holding it close to the vest. They ain't letting him play this week. Sweat, I saw him jogging in practices. He's got a cankle going on there. I'm hopeful for him. But the one that's kind of worrying me a little bit is Snead is actually injured with a back. Not his knee. He's on the injury report, not with a knee, but with a back. And he was a DNP 2 days in a row. So since we're doing this video on Thursday instead of Friday or Saturday night, we don't know what his designation is going to be. Fingers crossed, but we need him. Actually, let me ask you this. Here's another side quest. They're like the interwebs and X are in a complete tizzy. Some people saying how amazing Snead was. Some people saying he was just awful. What was your take?
He was passable to me. Like he got torched, definitely in one play, but He's going against Devontae Adams, who's really good. He had some good plays. Now, granted, what could have changed a lot of people's opinion that's defending him, there was one time that he had nothing to do with it, but Devontae honestly dropped a touchdown pass. So if Devontae Adams ended up having 2 touchdowns that game, that would have been a little uglier. But I say he was okay, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at as well. I think he was fine. I think a lot of people, just because he got hurt last year, they act like it was his fault. Anyways, because he hurt his thigh last year, a lot of people just hate him for no
I think he's
reason.
overrated for us, and he's not worth trade and the money. I'll
I mean,
say
he
that.
hasn't been, obviously, because he only played 5 games last year, but people just hate him, and it's like they just want him to be bad. And something
Yeah.
that people don't understand about corners, they're going to allow catches literally every single game. Obviously, he did get completely torched by Devontae Adams on the TD, but I thought even when he allowed catches, he's just like right in their back pocket.
And I will say, regardless what you think of him, if he's out, you got Brownlee Jr. As
Terrell
number 1,
Baker.
and then Baker. Like that just gives us we'll get torched.
Yeah, I agree. I will say if he does play, though, we have a decent cornerback group. And then I really like our safeties. Amani Hooker is one of those underrated players in the NFL. And Xavier Woods is honestly quietly, minus missing a tackle to allow a big touchdown from Puka Nacua on 4th down. So the tackle was huge. Shame
That
on
was
him.
bad.
That's terrible.
He came in
But
there like a missile.
he did. But if you take that missed tackle away, because even that play he did amazing until missing the tackle. But besides that, he's actually been playing pretty dang good football, which he needed to. Because I remember when we drafted Winston Jr., Kevin Winston Jr., and then we re-signed Quandre Diggs, who was one of our best defensive players last year before he got hurt. I was just like, should Xavier Woods really be just assuming the starting role? So the fact that he's actually played pretty dang good makes me feel a little better about that. Because if he was playing bad and we have Winston and Diggs are just watching him, I'd be like, that's just stupid and bad coaching. But
You
he's
know what
playing
I
good.
feel? This game is going to be Jonathan Taylor's going to run pretty good on us. And they're going to run, and Daniel Jones is going to be like getting us on play action passes and stuff like that. But really, they're going to do like scoring good amount of drives on us, but it's going to be slow 5-yard run, 4-yard run, a 15-yard pass on a play action, 4-yard run. You know, I think they're going to really ground and pound. That's what I think they're going to do.
If we were doing like matchups to watch, it's going to be if Sweat's in there, can Sweat and Simmons, can they man the middle? I guess would be the best way to put it.
That's going to be huge.
So that's a huge matchup to watch. Another one is their pass rush is just okay, but it's going to be probably OJ again at right tackle.
He was bad.
He was really bad, but he also might be the best we have behind him. So I expect JC Latham to miss this game and probably next game as well.
What's the update on Zeitler?
He was limited with a bicep injury, which is weird, but I think he'll play, but I also know the older you get, the longer it takes to come back from an injury. So we'll see. We'll see on that. I'm about to go on.
Either way, I would say I think there's a lot of stuff I'm disappointed with this team, but I think number one is our offensive line play has definitely been disappointing.
Yeah, I'll say. What's too much money in free agency, way too much draft capital to just still be not like, even if we were just mid, like 19th best offensive line, you could be like, man, that's a lot of stuff to put in there, but at least it's fine. It's good enough. But for us to put all that draft capital and money into it and be awful.
Sacks. I was listening to these two people talk, and they wasn't talking about Titans. I can't remember what team they talk about, but they were saying that they didn't like the offensive line. Like they've allowed 7 sacks in 2 games. That's not good enough. I'm like, 7 sacks in 2 games. We got 11, buddy.
We almost did that one in the first game. Actually, first game and first drive of the second game put together, we got 7.
Like, what you got such a Cam Ward's the future, and he's just running for his life. I'm like, this is not a recipe of success. How to groom your quarterback to be the future.
Correct. Because I still say us not protecting Marcus Mariota and him breaking his leg just completely changed everything about the way he played football after that.
I agree.
So last thing we need to do is ruin another QB. All right, so those are some matchups we're watching in this game. I've seen some folk, and I'm sure you did too. I think it was Austin Stanley of A to Z Sports as well as JT Runke, both saying they think the Titans are going to win. I would love, especially the endlessly positive fan that I used to be, I would love to jump on that train, but I don't have confidence in the Titans anymore. I just have no
Oh no, I
confidence.
don't
Like
either.
we lose. We don't win football games.
We
The
don't.
only
Yeah,
times we win a football game is if we play a Patriots from
yeah.
last year
And I
or
would
the
say,
Panthers from the year before, where it's like they're just awful teams. That's the only reason we win.
until Callahan shows that he knows how to build a winning culture, I'm not going to believe in this team.
I don't even know if the culture is the problem. We just do penalties and just don't really move the ball ever. Whether it's a bad pass, whether it's a sack, whether it's a drop, doesn't matter. We just do not move the ball. We do not score points, and we do lots of penalties. Yeah, I mean, we actually have a good offensive play, but there's a holding, so we're back 10 yards.
Callahan, for being an offensive minded coach, under him, we don't score points. We're so bad on offense. To be honest, it sucks the fun out of it because I don't know about you, and maybe this sounds bad, because a lot of fans probably say this, but I would rather lose 28-32 than lose, 6-9. Now,
do you
I just
remember
want to win.
2020?
Yeah, exactly.
We had an awful defense,
but a good offense. But
amazing offense.
Especially when you have a young quarterback, where you want to watch what he does. Like, can he at least give him a chance to score points? But we don't do that.
No. Think about it, we've scored 19 points and 12 points, and then all of that was nothing but field goals, basically meaning turnovers with stalled drives, besides one touchdown drive.
Yeah.
And even that touchdown drive, remember, Chim DK almost ran the whole thing. Technically, he did run the whole thing, but got pulled back some of the way because of the penalty. So, yeah, our offense is crusty crap. Give me a player that you want to step up. I already know who it is for me.
Step up.
Yeah. I'll let you think, and I'll just jump into mine. Calvin Ridley. I'm a Calvin Ridley guy. I think he's one of the best route runners in the NFL. He is so stupid fast, but he is not. And I think Easton Free said this, and I completely agree with him. He's not making alpha plays. Just like we're talking about. Snead was tight coverage, but sometimes Devontae Adams is gonna still caught it because he's still going to get his, is what the people always say. He's going to get his because Devontae Adams, he's him. I feel like Calvin Ridley has not gotten his yet. If he's by himself, not touched, he'll catch it and then it'll tackle him. But if he's got somebody hitting him as he's catching it, he's dropped every single one this year.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
He needs to step up because that stalls a lot of drives. And a lot of times these are like 10 to 14-yard would-be completions before it gets punched out or he just gets hit and drops it or he just lets it slide through his hands. Calvin Ridley, I'm a big Calvin Ridley guy. He has not been good enough this season.
That's a very good one, to be honest. With me, let's do... Oh, I got one. And I think he flip-flops a little bit, so he's not just a complete starter. I want to see such great kind of flash on my screen like I saw in preseason. At least for me, unless you have something, because sometimes I say something like actually, but I haven't seen much of him at all.
No, I haven't either. Honestly, if you take away that one Barton interception, which good job there, I haven't seen anything from any of our linebackers.
No, I haven't either, to be honest. I think Barton specifically flashed more in week 1. I saw him make some plays in week 1 that I was happy with. Week 2, I didn't get minus the pick. I didn't see much of him at all.
The pick was nice though.
One player, I think he's done well minus penalties, but besides that's him. Jeffrey Simmons, I haven't hated his performance.
No.
I think he was better week 1 than week 2, but in week 2 he made some plays too. But
yeah, he was a menace in week 1 until the stupid penalty. But yeah. So those are guys that need to bounce back. If we're gonna win this game, we need to get some more play out of our linebackers. We need to get more play out of Calvin Ridley. Elkai Manor can keep his little trajectory going. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, he looks. It's only, but as good as advertised. People like you, Easton Freeze, and other people has talked highly of him, and he's looking good. I think he's looking better than maybe I thought he would, especially this fast. But Calvin Ridley looks a lot worse than we was hoping. So
all I'm going to say is I'm so glad he's starting over Van Jefferson.
Oh, I am too. But I was just about to say though, I want to see a third option, and even if it's just a Chig, I would like to see us get a third option of someone to throw to. But
yeah, I had a bad feeling in the back of my head that this would be the thing, but I was like, what if Tyler Lockett's washed? What if he's 33 years old and he's just washed? And it kind of feels like he is.
Yeah, it could be.
He has like what 3 catches in the 2 games.
Maybe we should bring in Xavier Restrepo.
Yeah, sadly that's not gonna happen. They'd probably bring in James Prochet before they brought in
Yeah.
Restrep.
Bad coaching. But I will say I just feel like Jefferson. I don't like. I don't like Lockett. I'm like, and DK hasn't done much offensively, like his special
No,
teams, but I haven't
I
seen much.
love his special teams.
Haven't seen much offensively. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Cam Ward in week 1 was fine. Week 2, I think he was bad in a lot of situations. So I wouldn't mind seeing him do better. Um,
By far the easiest defense we've gone against. By
yeah,
far the
I
easiest.
agree with that. Even though they're not bad, that's the problem. They're
They're
not
like
bad.
average. I think they're like an average defense. But I think we went against the number 1 defense in week 1, and I think we went in a top 5, maybe top 8 defense in week 2. So even just an average defense, we need to break 20 points in my opinion. Score more than 1 touchdown.
He hasn't thrown 200 yards yet. That's bad in today's NFL.
Haven't ran for 100 yards from Pollard. We haven't had a 100-yard receiver.
Yeah,
like these are just common benchmarks that we haven't touched.
Yeah, I just want to see a little more. Hey, if you're the guy, be the guy. And his 1 touchdown, as impressive it was, more I think about it and more I watch it, I'm like, to be honest, it's one of those things, like, good job, but don't ever do that again kind of play. And so I'm just like, so that touchdown could almost be a negative. It's almost like, do that if that was 4th down and it's the last play of the game, why not? But that could have just as easily, because Xavier, what's his name? I mean, I kind of had to slow down for it. So if that cornerback was anywhere close to him, the cornerback probably would pick that off. So it was like, don't do that again.
Here's the thing, though. Do we want to coach that out of him? And you might be like, what do you mean? This is a completely different side story. I think we coach good instincts out of players all the time because Patrick Mahomes was elite throwing 40 touchdowns a season when he was doing that kind of stuff. And they basically told him, all right, you need to stop doing that stuff and play in the system, play on time, play in the rhythm. And ever since then, they average like 20 points a game. Last year, they were one of the only teams who didn't score 30 points. And now this year, offense struggling again. Where it's like, I feel like when you got a player who makes those wild plays regularly, coaching it out of them, like I feel like you're coaching them out of what they do best, in my opinion. Yeah, now, if he's doing that stuff all the time and he's throwing picks and just doing stupid stuff, like Will Levis type stuff, that's different. But when they can do it, well, let them cook, brother.
I mean, that's one way of looking at it. But either way, like, back to my point, it's early in your career, but I actually want to see you not. I want this next game not be like, for what you did decent for what you had. Like, no, you are the number 1 overall pick. Do something special. Go out there and play good.
As I mostly agree with that. At the same time, I do feel like these number 1 overall picks, especially ones that never get to play in the preseason hardly, you give them a month of grace. Like if it's October and he's still throwing for like 150 yards a game, maybe a touchdown, maybe not. That's a little more worrisome to me. And like we're just struggling to move the ball. But in his first 2 games, I'm fine with it. I'll maybe give him a third. Texans have a tough defense though.
They do.
But once week 5, I don't even know who that is. I think it might be the Cardinals. And October blows around, then I would like to see him start actually playing good, more points on the board, and statistically better. All right. I'm going to ask this question, and I feel like every single week you give me attitude and just say nothing. But what do the Titans, or what can the Titans do to win this game, pull out a dub at home against the Indianapolis Colts, who have an elite offense apparently?
2 things I have. Can I say 2 things?
Sure, bub.
And maybe, maybe I'll say it kind of stems off the same thing, but on both sides of the ball. Let's win in the trenches, which I know is not probably going to happen on defense. Like Daniel Jones is looking really good with a lot of time. Can we create pressure and see Daniel Jones, who has not been a good quarterback, trying to be good with pressure on his face? That's something he hasn't had much this year. Let's see. I know with a bad pass rush. Let's see if we can keep Daniel Jones throwing off, his back foot. Let's see what he has to make fast decisions, which he has not been good in his career. Can we get him off his spot? Let's say that. And then offensively, can we dominate the trenches and actually run the ball? Like, I want to see Tony Pollard get 120 yards. Let's sustain a running game. Well, Campbell is playing off the play action. He's got some time. It's not just the defense pinning the Eagles back because it's 3rd and 9. You know what I mean? Like, I think this running game has been kind of dry and crusty. It's not been that good. Like, can we get Tony Pollard going, which would then, I think, would help Cam Ward.
Last week was good. He ran the ball well last week, but week 1 was awful. So we need to continue what we had going on in week 2. We ended up having to abandon the running game last week because of, just out of nowhere, it was like a 1-score game to the next thing it was 30-16, which I don't know how that happened so fast. But anyways, so yeah, if we can, anytime you have a young quarterback, or honestly, even it don't matter if they're young or not, anytime you can run the ball, that just helps the quarterback. So yeah, I agree there. And I do agree we have to control the line of scrimmage on defense because Jonathan Tate, like obviously Danny Dimes is looking way better than anybody assumed. Whether he comes back down to earth is we'll wait and see. But that offense runs through Jonathan Taylor. So containing him, winning the line of scrimmage, I agree with you. All right. For me, I think some of these pass catchers have got to start, besides Alec Iomanor, who's a rookie, 4th round, barely not a 5th round pick. Need to step it up. Chig needs to step it up. He starts off slow every season. I really thought maybe for once he wouldn't. So we need Chig to step it up. We need Calvin Ridley to step it up. I don't even know if I want to ask Tyler Lockett to step it up because again, he's old. So yeah, I guess that's my thing. Is that's my take. Is Chig and Calvin need to step up for you? We got to win in the trenches on both sides. All right, let's end the show with a nice little score prediction.
Okay, I say Colts win 23-13.
I say have a similar score. I say Colts win 27-17.
So you have both teams scoring a little bit more.
Yeah, just a little bit more.
I just kind of I think the Colts, Daniel Jones will, not fly as high. He'll go down a little bit. So I brought it down to 23, and with us, 13 points. Because until a Callahan-led offense looks like they can move the ball consistently, I'm just going to always be 13, 14 kind of thing.
I mean, at this point, all we do is lose. So at this point, if you just bet money that we're going to lose every week, it's safe. You'll hit it most of the time.
Yep. Neither of us has predicted to win yet.
No, absolutely not. And I'm not going to predict us to win against the Texans.
Nope.
Probably not the Cardinals either. Actually, are the Cardinals 2-0? I think they are.
Nice.
Wow, good for them. Good for them. I want to get to where the Cardinals are. I'm going to say this really quick, and then we got to move on because it's 30 minutes, so we got to get out of here. But I kind of want to be the Cardinals. What do you mean the Cardinals? They've sucked for a long time since 2021 when they went 11-0 some reason in the beginning. I want to be the Cardinals and the fact that I feel like they're one step ahead of us in the rebuild. They already know who their quarterback is. Kyler Murray's their guy. And even though they still lose most of their games, they're like a fun team to watch. Like Kyler Murray will scramble around there looking like an angry toddler. They got some cool weapons like Trey McBride and Marvin Harrison Jr. That's it, right? Yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr. So like they're like fun to watch. Like they might suck, they might lose most of the time, but they're fun to watch. They ain't garbage of the garbage, but no, they're not quite ready to actually contend yet. But who knows? Maybe they'll actually push for a late spot in December. Like I want the Titans to be at that point. Obviously, I want them just to win every game, but that's never going to happen, and certainly not going to happen this year. So I wish we were just like we could at least get ourselves to the Cardinals.
Yeah, right now it's not fun to watch.
No. Maybe 2026 will be fun to watch, and then 2027 will actually make a push. I don't know, but that sounds like so far from now. Will I even have hair then? We'll see, bub. All right, you have anything you want to say before we get out of here?
No, sir.
That'll do it then. That's our show, brother. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you're liking and subscribing and turning on the notification bell because day and time that we go live, very inconsistent, unbelievably so. So yeah, I guess that's gonna do it. Thanks for watching and tuning in. Tighten up. Peace out and all that jazz.